What is up, YouTube? So today is chest day, and I'm heading over to Planet Fitness right now to go train. Um, Chest and back are probably my two favorite muscle groups to train. So even when I'm having a bad day, not saying that today was a bad day by any means, it's actually a good day, but training some chest and back can definitely turn a bad day or a sour day nice and good. Um, but I feel like that is just part of working out. I feel like a lot of people here working out, you watching this video, you're probably gonna hear what I have to say and be like, huh, yeah, I guess that's right. But I think 90% of the population who doesn't work out hears working out and thinks so negatively about it, or not necessarily negative thoughts about it, but they just don't correlate working out as something good to do. I mean, maybe they think of it as something good to do for themselves, to better themselves physically, but they don't maybe want to do it. But I mean, if you chances are you clicked on this video, you probably like working out and you like to do it. But I mean, I feel like even for the people who don't necessarily want to do it, just push yourself. And if you're one of those people, just push yourself, get your butt in the gym, and I can confidently say that once you start seeing progress and just physical change, strength change, you're gonna fall in love with this shit. Seriously. And that's the beauty about this sport, and about not even about the sport of bodybuilding or just going to the gym in general. It's just so gratifying in the end of the day to know that you're bettering yourself. Yeah, you could work more, make more money, and buy nice things, but I feel like all those things are, what's the word I'm trying to say? They're material items, you know what I mean? But I feel like working out has so much more of a gain, it's awesome. And if I can help motivate you guys to, get your butt in the gym and better yourself, I mean, that would be the best thing. At the end of the day, I'd be so happy if I knew that I motivated at least one of you to go to the gym or start dieting and trying to better yourself, because it helps you out in so many ways that you can't even fathom, really. But all that talk aside, it is chest day, and like I said, I'm heading over to Planet Fitness to go train. And for all you people who might not like Planet Fitness, what I like to say is it's better than what you got in your basement. Unless you got some 5-star gym in your basement or your garage, I feel like 99% of the population probably only has a couple dumbbells, if that even. So Planet Fitness is relatively cheap, and I'm in Florida for the summer, and it's coming in clutch with the Black Card membership. I'm able to go to anyone in the world, and again, it's better than what I got at home. So weights are weights in the end of the day. Any sort of added pounds that you're lifting are going to pump up your muscles, get them bigger, and make you stronger. So it doesn't matter their policies of the lunk alarm and stuff. Like, yeah, I think that stuff's kind of a joke, but hey, weights are weights, and they're still going to progress me in the end of the day. But game plan for chest, most likely going to be starting off with, I can definitely say I'm starting off with some rotator cuff warm-ups, making sure my shoulders are nice and warm before I get into any of my heavy presses. As well as warming up my rotator cuffs and shoulders, I'm probably going to spend a good amount of time doing some cross-body presses, just pumping up the chest a little bit, and not necessarily fatiguing the chest. That's actually the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm more just trying to get blood to the muscle, to almost say hey, you're going to get trained now, wake up a bit so that you're going to be ready to push some weight. I don't like to just jump right into the Smith machine that I'm probably going to start with for the first movement and just start warming up there. I like to make sure I'm nice and warm and ready before I get into any of the work sets, or the first working machine, I guess you could say. And I feel like a lot of times, psychologically or mentally, if I go right up to the piece of equipment that I'm doing for the first workout, I feel like I'm kind of rushing it and I'm not really in the zone yet. I need a little bit more time to kind of play around with some other machines first, not necessarily fatigue myself, but to just mentally get ready and prepare myself for the first movement. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that, but that's kind of how I see things in a sense. But yeah, like I was saying, the first movement of chest for today is probably going to be incline Smith machine, unless somebody's on it. But honestly, even if somebody is on it, that's the first compound movement I'd want to do. I probably would wait for one to be open. But I'm thinking I'm going to do probably 2 work sets there. I'll probably do, for the first top set, I'm probably going to do a set of 8 to 10. And then for the next set, I'm going to call it more of a pump set where I'm going to shoot for 12 to 15 reps. So I like to call the top set like my heaviest set, where I go as heavy as possible for a good amount of volume, though. I don't really want to go under 8 reps. And then after I hit that really heavy set, I'll do more of a pump set where I'm still going to go relatively heavy. It's not going to be too much volume, but 12 to 15 is definitely higher volume than 8 reps. So that's how I like to kind of combine the 2 work set strategy in terms of weightlifting for myself. But after incline Smith machine, if it's feeling really good after that second set, I might do a third set there. But if it's just feeling all right and I'm ready to move on, then I'm probably going to move into some incline hammer strength. Now, the incline hammer strength at this Planet Fitness is really nice. It's not plate loaded, it's actually cable loaded. So it feels really, really nice. I love cables for the fact that you keep constant tension the entire time, and you're not really fighting gravity as much when you're pressing. It's more of like constant tension, like I said, since it's on a cable mechanism. And over there, I'll probably do very similar to what I did on incline Smith machine. Since it's still earlier in the workout, my strength is going to be still pretty good. I could kind of foresee that happening. And I'm probably going to do, I'm thinking I'm going to do probably 3 sets over there. And I'm going to do 2 kind of, not warm-up sets, but 2 working sets of 10 to 12. And then the last set, I'm going to do a rest pause set. And what a rest pause set is, there's a lot of different terminologies for what I'm going to say. It could be referred to as a cluster set, a giant set. But if you're not, if you don't know what that term means, it's basically a 3-part set where you don't just go all out and hit 8 reps. You know, you pick a weight you can get for probably about 12 reps, but you only do it for 8. And then you stop at 8, you rest about 15-20 seconds, and you hit it for a set of 5. And then after you hit it for a set of 5, you wait and rest another 15-20 seconds, and then you hit it for 3. So a weight that you would have only hit for 12 reps, you actually went and did 16 reps. So it's a way to get higher volume with a heavier weight. And I really like throwing in a couple of rest pause sets every now and then. It really amplifies the pump and brings the intensity way, way up. And it's a good technique to use and strategy to use while you're working out if you don't have a spotter. You know, working out alone could be a little tricky to really go past failure depending on the movements that you're doing, because you don't really want to injure yourself. You really don't want to injure yourself when you're working out. That's the last thing that you're in there for. So, but you do need to push yourself and go to failure to really reach muscle hypertrophy, or for your muscles to grow. I've said this in the past, but muscle growth is an adaptation to a stress. So if your muscles are used to the same stress week after week, they're not going to grow. So you do have to push yourself harder and harder every time you're in the gym. And back to what I was saying, that could be pretty hard to do if you don't have a spotter. So you just got to find different ways to push yourself without injuring yourself. So yeah. But anyway, after incline hammer strength, that's 2 presses in a row. Typically at that point, I'd like to move into more of a fly. Unfortunately, there's only one pec deck machine at this Planet Fitness location. So if someone's on it, I'm unfortunately not going to wait for them to be finished. I want to keep that pump and keep adding blood to the muscle. I don't really want to wait for someone to be done, which it could be 5-10 minutes sometimes. So if someone's on the pec deck, if someone's not on the pec deck, I'll definitely go there. But if somebody is, then I'll just do some cable flies on the cable machine. And even if someone's using one side, I'll just do single arm cable flies. Anything to really keep that pump. And that whole ideology, I guess, of keeping the pump is something I just learned. You know, I feel like a lot of times people say to themselves, are like, oh, I like being in the gym. I don't mind being in there for 4 or 5 hours sometimes. And that's how I was back when I was younger, because I just loved being there. But it's not really too beneficial for your workout. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a point in your workout where you've reached maximal pump. And I feel like that's the point where you kind of stop. You know, you reached max pump. Now you're done, really. You know what I mean? There's no more blood to really be pumped in there. Because if you do continue, your pump kind of goes down. It's not really like it's getting any better. So that's the type of workouts that I want to do now, where I'm just kind of using each exercise or each set as a stepping stone up to that maximal pump, and then I'll call it. You know, the muscle's fully pumped, it's fully worked, it's done, it's ready to be rested until next week. But yeah, so that took me a long time to kind of understand, but that's a way that I put it to myself for me to understand it. So I hope that helped you guys out, if you do like thinking about it that way. But yeah, like I was saying, after 2 presses, I'll probably get into a fly motion just to stretch out the chest a little bit. And then I'll probably go back into a press. But after 2 incline presses, I don't really think I need to do another incline press. So I'll probably go into more of a flat machine press. I don't think I'd really do any flat Smith machine. That's too much of a compound movement that late in the workout. I'm thinking just the regular flat press could be pretty nice after some flies. And then after that, I'll probably finish off with just some more flies again. You know, just the way I really like running my chest days are 2 presses, a fly, a press, a fly. It covers everything pretty damn well. Like I said, it'll probably be 5 sets. It'll be probably a total of 5 sets for the first pushing movements. Then probably 2 sets of, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that's a lot of sets. I'll probably do 2 Smith machine, 2 hammer strength, 2 fly pec deck, so that's 6. And then maybe 1 machine press, just 1 top set, and then 1 more fly after. Only really 7-8 sets for the whole entire day. That's really all you need to really fulfill that pump, especially if you're pushing each set to failure. That's all you need. But today isn't only chest, it is biceps, forearms, and abs as well. So after I destroy 7 to 8 sets of my chest, then it's time to kill some biceps. For biceps, it's pretty simple. The only really thing you can do to hit them are curls. So I'll probably start off with a preacher curl. I really like starting off with preacher curls rather than dumbbell curls because it kind of stretches out your biceps. The fact that they're on that pad, it just helps with really stretching them out and activating them. That's always something that I felt like I needed to do before I went into any heavy curls, is activate my biceps. But after 3 sets of preacher curls, then I'll go into some pretty heavy dumbbell curls and just really kind of curl as much weight as possible. And some of you might be hearing that and be like, oh, that's not really beneficial. Like, why would you curl a lot of weight? I feel like a lot of times people think of training biceps as more of a lighter motion, but if I've experienced muscle growth from training heavy in other muscle, like training, let me rephrase that. If I've experienced muscle growth through training heavy for my chest, for my back, why wouldn't I do the same for my biceps? You know, I feel like it's a tough topic, but the way I see it is higher volume at the start and heavier curls after. It's like the best of both worlds. So I'll probably do about 3 sets preacher, 2 sets heavy dumbbell, and then 2 sets heavy hammer curl. So that's what? 7 sets. That's all I really need for biceps too. So after all that's done, just going to do a little forearm curls and some abs, probably just some crunches. I do abs every other day. I do crunches one day for the upper abs, and then I do leg raises the next training session, so 2 days after. I do leg raises for lower abs, so that way I can kind of work both portions of my abs evenly. But yeah, with all that being said, it is time to get in and train. I'm going to listen to probably 1 song in the car, get my head right, well, get my mind right, and then I'm going to go in and slam the weights. I'm probably not going to talk during the workout. I don't really want to slow it down. I kind of have to get in and out today. I don't really have unlimited time to be in the gym, but I hope you all enjoy the montage that I create for you guys. And yeah, I'll see you for the post-workout talk. Um, and also drop a comment down below if you guys want to see a full day of eating, a grocery haul, or if you want me to, make sure I have enough time to talk during the workouts and actually talk and explain things out. I'd be more than happy to do all of that. So, hope you all enjoy the montage, and I'll talk to you later for the post-workout talk. Peace out, guys. right, so I just wrapped up the chest and bicep workout. Honestly, the workout was perfect. Focus was on point, pump was on point. I couldn't ask for anything else, honestly. It was a perfect workout. I executed each set exactly how I wanted. Um, and basically, how I want any set. I could go into the set saying I want 8 reps, and I only get 6 reps. And, back when I first started lifting, that would really get to me. I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't hit the amount of reps I wanted to hit. But now, as I've been lifting for close to a decade, well, not really a decade, I'm 20, so I started lifting when I was 13, so I've been lifting for 7 years, so I'd say I'm a pretty established lift. I don't know if established is the right word. I've been doing it for a while, and I'm more educated now. So being that I say I didn't hit the set to the reps that I'd want, I know ways to advance the set either way. So if I have backup plans, I guess you could say. So if I hit under the rep goal that I want, I know I can just do a drop set, or I could chuck in a rest pause set, like I said in the earlier part of the video, where you just rest 15 seconds and bang out a few more after that. So being a little bit more experienced, that's the word, I can kind of make intra-workout decisions in terms of making it better. So even if something doesn't go to 100%, even if a set doesn't go 100% to plan, as long as I'm pushing myself and going to failure, that's really all that matters. There's really nothing else to say about that. Because at the end of the set, you want to make sure you said, damn, I did everything I could to finish that set out. You never want to be done with the set and be like, damn, I had 5 more, or I had 2 more, Fucking go for it, Pardon my French, but you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, the workout was perfect. Pump was great. And honestly, I just think of, like I said in the beginning, I think of just pumping up a muscle like almost climbing up a ladder. You just want to keep taking another step, trying to get it better and better and better. And once you're fully pumped, then the workout's basically over. And that for me was about 7 to 8 sets today. It was perfect. But I can say that the pump was fueled by a pretty intense workout, as well as some certain things I had before the workout. Now you might be wondering, what could that be? Now, in terms of pre-workout, I like to get a pre that's not too high stim-wise, meaning too much caffeine. I do like a little bit of caffeine to, get me energized and kind of wake me up a bit. But I really look for the pump ingredients in there, like L-citrulline, even a beta-alanine. I know beta-alanine isn't really for pump, it's more for muscular endurance. But I really look for those supplements, I guess you could say, those benefits, because that's what will really make the workout better, I guess, and make you better in the long run. Energy is great because it wakes you up in the moment, but getting a better pump just means you're pushing more blood into that muscle, which means it's going to grow more. So I think of those as the more important pieces in the pre-workout. But not only do I take just pre-workout, I actually put a bit of pink Himalayan sea salt into the pre-workout, and what that does is just add sodium, which just amplifies the pump even more. And as well to the pink Himalayan sea salt, I have pickles before I work out. Well, I shouldn't say pickles, plural. I have one singular pickle spear before I work out. Now, between the pink Himalayan sea salt and the pickle, those are 2 great ways to advance your pump for maybe about $5 a month. Really, it's so cheap, and it's such a way to just advance your pump. I feel like a lot of people go and spend money on these crazy fancy stimulant-free pre-workouts and this and that, and I'm one of those people. I mean, I've spent money on stim-free pre-workout a lot, but honestly, I can just go to the friggin' Walmart and pick up some salt and pickles and spend $5, and it lasts me just as long, if not longer, than the tub of stim-free pre-workout that I just spent like $50 on. So, bodybuilding is a pretty, not even just bodybuilding, but weight training can get pretty expensive with all the food that you're buying and this and that. So it's good to save money where you can. And something like that is so simple and it has such a great effect. So if you feel like your pumps are lagging in the gym, or if you're the type of person who doesn't like taking pre-workout necessarily, pickles and salt, those aren't two completely fine things. And not for nothing, a pickle has no calories. So if you're trying to cut, it's just extra food that makes you maybe feel a little bit more full, and you have nothing to go against your caloric deficit. So those are a couple hacks, I guess you could, pump hacks, I call them, to amplify the pump even more than the pre-workout does. You could also just buy like raw L-citrulline from like, that dude just ran a red light. But anyway, frick, what was I saying? Yeah, you could buy just like raw L-citrulline that's relatively cheap, but if you're kind of like one of those people who aren't crazy about supplements and this and that, salt is something that you're going to be consuming anyway, so there's nothing to be afraid about. Unless you're, of course, watching your sodium intake and all that. I don't want to mess you up there, because so yeah, don't listen to me if you are supposed to be on a low sodium diet. But if you're not and you're just looking for a way to advance your pump, pickles and salt. Well, I mean, salt. The reason why you'd have the pickle is because of the salt. So I guess it's just salt and salt. Sorry, I went on a few-minute rant on salt and pickles, but anyway, workout was great. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit abs and forearms, and I kind of hate myself for not being able to do them. But like I said in the beginning, I am on a little bit of a time crunch, and it looks like I'm going to be home in perfect timing. But now, does that mean I'm not going to hit abs and forearms today? No, I'm absolutely going to hit them. But like I said, I have a little bit of a home gym, so I'll be able to, go in there later tonight. It's about 6 o'clock now. I plan to maybe around 10 go into the little bit of a home gym I have, and do some leg raises laying down on the floor, as well as some wrist curls, because I don't want to get into the habit of saying, oh, I didn't have time, I'll do it tomorrow, because there is no tomorrow. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but you got to think of things like that. If you really want to succeed, you have to make sure you're checking off your boxes every single day, and at the end of the day, if you just keep saying good enough isn't enough. So you got to always keep that in mind with any type of goal you set out for yourself. If you keep saying, oh, good enough day after day, months and years are going to go by, and if you're just doing good enough, 100% you're not going to be enough. So that's what I like to tell myself every morning when I wake up, really. I know that might sound a little corny, like some motivation talk there, but it is true, whether you think it's corny or not. But with all that being said, I am home now, and I have to make sure I'm getting enough protein in and make sure I'm hitting that anabolic window. I'm just joking. I don't think there is an anabolic window. I think it's more of a carb window. Like right after your workout, you want to make sure you're having some carbs and sugar to replenish all the glycogen that you just used up you just depleted while you were working out. So, obviously you need to get your protein in too for the amino acids, but enough yapping. It is time to go eat. I think what's on the menu is 6 ounces of Aldi pulled rotisserie chicken. So if you have an Aldi by you, go buy that. It's very tasty, cheap, and convenient. With some Rice Krispie cereal and a little bit of honey. And the reason why I'm having honey is for what I just said about replenishing glycogen and getting some sugar in. And to me, sugar isn't bad. It just depends on how you consume the sugar. If it's from a brownie, maybe that's not the best. But that's why I feel like honey's the best bet, because it's the rawest form of sugar, or like the cleanest form of sugar. But enough of that. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching. I plan to really start posting daily. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for 5,400 subscribers. That is freaking awesome. I'm looking to grow that by the end of the year. That would be awesome. So make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Comment down below what you want to see next. And I'll see you tomorrow for some legs. Peace out, guys.